No problem.
Just imagine you are a lizard for like 30 seconds.
Just be a lizard for 30 seconds?
Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
It shows them doing like driving through the streets, and you're like, "Be a lizard, be a lizard." No problem. Give me a spot hidden roll, Matt.
As I'm flexing in the yes.
You see, it looks like a teenager standing near a picture window looking binoculars with raging hard on. He's like...
Everyone loves Tyrone.
Okay, and what kind of clothes did you want to get Tyrone? He's still clothed, by the way. So,
typical like weightlifter shit, like the really baggy pants that are really like super colorful, ridiculous, and like the half shirt.
Nice.
That says like I'm buff or some shit like that, or
done.
Black is back.
Black is back.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
No problem. Take a card, Chris.
Wow.
You use some poor lady's credit card, and it prints out the full thing. The half shirt. I'm buff and black. And all that kind of shit. And yeah.
Your husband's gonna get the credit card receipt at the end of the month and be like, "What the fuck?"
Exactly.
All right, and yeah, you drive it back to him. You see him like doing one-arm push-ups in front of a big picture window for some reason. He's moved the table over there so he can and he's like working out for apparently an audience.
One arm. I'm doing the one finger, mate.
Oh, right. There's a couple of holes in the table where the table just couldn't withstand that much psi, so awkward. Right, you get him to finally put on some clothes to go out and fight crime today.
Let's just all of us be lizards today, like lizards fighting crime. That's like the best combination, I think.
What have you done to Mildred?
I think she's been watching too many TikTok videos. Fuck.
What the hell is TikTok?
It's a special demon box that you would know.
Demons? Right. Okay. So
you're all ready to rock. Did you buy any shoes for him, or is he even bare feet?
I bought no shoes.
Okay.
I go bare feet.
You're barefoot. Unfortunately, most of the signs in the U.S. always say no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to tell him what he can and cannot do.
I don't know. I mean, he does have a police badge he can put on a lanyard around his neck and walk around with no shoes on, but try to convince people he's out of Die Hard or some shit. I don't know. Have you seen Die Hard, Yana?
No.
Best Christmas movie ever. You'll love it.
Everybody says that, I know.
It's a heartwarming Christmas movie, Yana.
Everyone says it, and yet you still haven't watched it.
Unless it's subtitled in Mandarin, she doesn't give a shit.
Only movies I watch are like really old black and white movies about death and destruction.
There's plenty of death and destruction in Die Hard.
Watch a movie called Salem. That's a really good old black and white one about Salem witchcraft. Very good.
They begin discussing old movies, Doc. You're pretty sure this case is never going to get solved. You're going to be stuck with Lizard Girl and Terry Crews forever. This is your version of hell, Doc.
Hell yeah. Right. Do some more research. Do we need to do more research? Well, let's just go to the guy's address and pick up the big glowing green bear guy. You might be gay.
Yeah.
All right, to the guy's house.
Okay, you guys. Now, just imagine, Doc, hours of that. Hours.
Actually, does Yana even know who Terry Crews is?
She hasn't absorbed any popular culture.
Okay, at least do me one favor. Go on YouTube later and watch Old Spice Terry Crews commercials.
And it's hilarious, Yana, and they're short.
That will be my only pop culture thing I know.
Yeah.
Whoa, fucking hell, he's not going to run down anyone.
No, he's moving pretty slow around. He's like, who are you and what do you want? And why aren't you wearing shoes?
Because he put his boot up someone's ass and we couldn't get the boot out. What do you think about that, bitch?
Give me an intimidate roll.
Wow.
He looks absolutely terrified. My God, you're animals! And he closely looks at the woman with no name who's currently like up on a wall going.
But we might be animals, but does that make you an animal?
What?
Yeah. A big green bear? Huh? Huh?
It's good to be animals. Lizards are very, very nice animals. And when you are a lizard, you are happy. So if you are a bear, I understand it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. What about this? It's my hand.
Your hand?
I'm just holding my fist out. What do you think about it? Because I just realized we didn't print out one.
Run into that. Run into it.
He goes, he begins backing up and trying to work on closing the door.
Seriously, jokes aside, we saw your threatening messages towards a certain deceased person.
Who's deceased person? Which deceased person? What name?
What name? Charles? Does that bring any bells to you? Charles Mayweather?
Merriweather?
Merriweather, that's the one, yeah.
He's dead? Excellent. I mean, I am so sad. Well,
so what's your
why don't you come in and have a celebratory drink with me then?
Okay. Break out your best whiskey.
Right. You guys go into his place. It is pretty slovenly in here, but he says, all I have is Sambuca. My sister brought it back from a trip.
God damn.
Now, he has his own crazy board up on the walls. He's also got all these documents and shit, and you see these pictures.
I start looking through it.
Yeah, those are a couple of the pictures you find.
Fucking hell.
Everybody take a card. Logan had forgotten something, but we'll swing back around to it. He says, yeah, couldn't have happened to a nicer perverter of science. He pours you guys drinks.
So what is your beef with him anyway?
Modified GMO foods make us sick. Modified diseases can wipe us out. Look at my research. Oh, you are looking at my research on table. Yeah, good. You think they're the only ones making abominations? Yeah, that dog there, that's a war dog made for the military. It's supposed to be stronger, better, smarter, faster, and willing to kill on command. That's the kind of thing that Skydyne Systems makes.
Oh my god. Logan, does this look like actual intellectual, like properly researched kind of, stuff? Or does this look like crazy conspiracy theory type fucking stuff?
You're surprised he's not wearing a tinfoil hat.
Yeah,
I make him one.
He appreciates it. You know about the rays.
I noticed you didn't have one on. Thought you could use it.
You are getting a phone call, Chris.
I answer the phone.
The voice speaks to you in English.
Hello?
There's something in my house. You hear Merriweather's voice saying, I don't know what it is. I can hear it. Give me a listen.
In your house?
I think it's coming for me. I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's the dog.
It's glowing. It's some sort of animal, I think. It's on four
I put
legs.
it on speakerphone so they can hear too.
Excellent. Everybody give me listen rolls.
Listen rolls.
Yep.
No. Kind of almost feel like listen should be bolded. Almost one of those skills which comes up enough.
It definitely sounds like kind of vroom, vroom. It doesn't, for those who made it at -60 or even -30, not organic growl, but definitely you can see where it would be mistaken for an organic growl. And you hear it splintering wood and stuff. He's like, what do I do? It's in the house. I think it's breaking down a door.
Run, bitch, run!
Run, bitch, run!
Where? Where do I go? Where do I go? Quick!
Have you got a basement?
Yeah,
No!
Run! Keep shutting doors, locking doors. Run, bitch, run!
Just lock yourself somewhere.
I did! It's breaking through the door! You can hear it!
Run!
Oh my god, it's breaking through quick!
Well,
Help
look like
me!
we're dead.
Die, says the other guy. Die!
Lizards are the best.
Let's go. Let's roll.
Right, we get in the car, pop on the lights, and
I
we
don't
zoom.
think you're gonna make it on time. If I don't go through this, I want you to tell my cousin that I miss him.
It sounds like your cousin might be next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
thank
tell
you,
Roger Stapleton that he's gonna be next. Oh God, I should call him instead. He hangs up.
Stapleton? Oh my fucking Christ.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Give me I'm driving like a maniac to try to get there on time.
We
Roll,
will not
Chris.
be there
I'm
on
looking
time,
for
though.
something really special. You've got lights and sirens. That helps a little bit.
Let's just go slow and lizardy.
There you go.
Right, you guys are doing like drift racing shit, going. No problem. You other two are pretty much. You're thinking we don't need to see Tokyo Drift. We are experiencing it, and she's like, while you're driving, she's trying to distract you by being a lizard and shit, or convincing you to be more lizard-like. No problem. You guys are drift racing around, and when you get close, he skids up. And now, if you want to, he's skidding around. He's like causing the car to completely go around, so that if you wanted to try to step out of it, Kinley, and then the car would deposit you, but you're going to have to make a dodge and a half in order not to get hit by the back end of the car by like walking forward quickly enough.
Either way, it's going to be funny as shit. Let's
Okay.
do it.
This is Doc Fulton gently.
Yeah.
Right. It just shows the car end of the car go right by Terry Crews, and it shows like the pants on his ass go.
And I do the fucking like heroic just walk away while the car's spinning behind me in the camera.
All right. No problem. You see the front door has been, it looks like from the waist down is decimated.
Hmm.
The what?
The front door been broken in.
Oh.
Well, the dog.
I fumble my badass walk.
Right. He's like, you managed to stop the car. It took some spinning to get rid of all that forward momentum.
I run through the door.
Excellent. Give me a running roll and a strength roll to just.
Right,
Oh God, there's two of them.
Got my running roll and my strength
What are you two
roll.
doing?
Crit.
As soon as the car stops, I'll go run into the house.
He missed the door, took out part of the. He took out like a brick pillar that was right on the other side that he didn't see, just ran through it. It just shows part of the ceiling.
I love rolling a 10 and still getting a crit.
From both of you guys, give me sprint rolls and maneuver rolls. The maneuver part is all the debris from the ceiling and shit that has fallen down, and the bricks and stuff from the pillar that are now littering everything. Yeah, right. Yana is not running. She's coming in like a lizard. She's like, and the doc is right behind her. He's like, come on, come on, come on. She's not going very fast because she's doing her lizard thing and you're stuck behind her. So, right. Meanwhile, Terry Crews charges through the house, and up ahead, you see this thing working on a door, and it looks like it's pretty much working on bashing it down with its claws and stuff. There's a couple of pictures of it. It's got weird lights and stuff on it, and it's going, and it's just clawing through the door. And you may have met your, oh, sorry, let me.
What?
This.
It's a robot.
Yes, and in fact, you may have met your match, Kinley. So, we now go into Kinley versus the Demon. Welcome to Dramatic Combat. Villains are first. Heroes free the hostage. Well, you're trying to. Throwing or dropping something currently held is approved. It goes first, and it bursts through the door and into the room. You hear, ah! From inside. And it sounds like he's still alive because he's still screaming. So, let's start with Yana. What do you do, Yana?
So I'm seeing it.
No, you're way the fuck downstairs.
Okay.
He's already
I just
charged
hear it.
upstairs and stuff.
So I just go to the sound.
Okay, cool. Give me a either a lizard skitter roll or a sprint roll.
Such a tempting. I will do the sprint.
Actually, I'll give you a plus 10 on your lizard skitter roll if you want to try that,
Yeah.
because you've been doing really good lizard every time you roll for it.
Okay, I try the lizard. Plus 10.
Yep. Damn.
No.
All right. So, yeah, she's going. Chris, what do you do?
I try to get past her.
Give me a maneuver roll. Doc's like, if he fails this, it'll be hilarious. Come on, Doc, just fail. Oh, no, okay. He just pretty much bounds past you. Unfortunately, the lizard people were denied. Meanwhile, Kinley, you can see it disappearing, but you can still try to grab the bars on the back if you feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me a grapple roll.
Unarmed?
Grapple.
Grapple.
Of course, if you miss, you'll get to the guy.
I don't. Fucking why can't I find grapple? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Mine now.
He goes, and it shows like a blade thing right next to the guy. He's like, and it shows him like in the aliens pose where, you know, he's like, and it's like, So, next round. Villains are first, heroes are total heal. Everybody feels better. Your hangovers are gone. And, the surge of combat, how you've missed it. Right. The creature attempts to whirl around to deal with the distraction. It's going strength versus strength. Unfortunately, it is inhumanly strong. What is Kinley's strength?
152.
Roll a 80 or less to go, no, you stay here. 80 or less. 80. Yeah, okay. And it's going, and it just shows like one of the little lines on it burst and oil goes, psh, psh, psh.
This thing is strong.
Oh yeah, it is really strong. It's inhumanly strong, but unfortunately you are freakishly strong. So now we go over to, let's see, Chris, you're next closest.
Continue running to get to where.
Excellent. If you want to give me a jump roll, you can leap up the stairs 3 at a time or whatever to try to get there.
I know.
He goes, and Yannick, if you want to do a lizard skitter, you can literally skitter over the top of him.
I think I will try the normal running now.
Okay,
Oh.
that's a pity.
Yeah.
All right, she runs past you, possibly looking smug about now being in the front. She makes it to the top of the stairs, and we now go to. It'd be funnier if she lizards. The lizard survived.
And she's on the ceiling like that.
And what could possibly be the last round of combat.
Oh, did I get to go?
Yeah, you're preventing the thing from turning around, unless you want to do something else with it.
Oh, because if I had a hold of it, I was going to try and go like and smash it.
Okay. Give me a strength roll to lift it up. You are in a negative, clearly, as this thing weighs probably.
Correct.
He goes, and he goes through the fucking ceiling and shows the house from the outside, and just goes, and it shows this thing. You hear a crash from outside. Chris, give me a luck roll. Lower is better.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a little slippery from the oil that came out. All right, no problem. You hear beep, 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 beep. Sounds like car alarm.
Okay.
Okay, and that ends combat. The
I get
guy
upstairs, look around.
Right, it looks like the guy was hiding in like some little room up here with some books and stuff in it, and he's like,
Don't worry, sir.
he
It's
looks
all
at the
safe
ceiling. He goes, thank you. He shakes your hand. He goes, you know what I'm going to do for you? He looks down. I'm going to buy you some new shoes.
Thanks.
Cut two. You're now wearing, what color shoes would you like? Tennis shoes, red shoes, blue suede shoes, blue velvet.
Blue suede shoes.
What? Blue suede? All
Blue
right.
suede shoes.
You are now wearing a very fine pair of blue suede shoes. The people who make shoes have left. The neighbor's car that never got, or like, that was driving by got hit by this thing and he stopped, and it's like laying like a dead bug on his hood. And other cops are showing up. They got called from different people. And everybody's looking at this and going, my God, where'd it come from? And the guy's like, it came from the sky. It's an alien. Yeah. Don't worry about the roof, sir. I'll take care of that later.
Yeah.
And the second floor. And the attic.
And your hallway downstairs got a bit of damage. Must have been the thing.
My God, it's destructive. Yeah.
Should we go and check out the demon then?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you guys check it out, and it looks like it's some sort of weird machine. It's got 4 legs. It's got a couple of things that it was using to batter down doors with. Huh.
This is some pretty fancy robotics then for this time frame.
For the year 2000? Yeah, I mean, you don't know shit about robotics. As far as you know, this
Demons.
is demon, right?
Does it have any discerning marks on it? Like someone's like company print name.
It has the number 3 on it. That's pretty prominent.
The third iteration of it, I guess.
Doc Fulton, give me a robotics roll.
Doc knows about this shit.
I think so. Give it a try.
You should know with all the bloody. Didn't you have that indigo fucking robotic shit going on?
Yeah, he didn't learn anything from it, though. He said, if there's anything I've learned, it's that learning is no good. Yana, are you still doing a lizard thing while you're out there, or are you just going to kind of hang out and watch the cops work?
Oh, see, I guess I do know.
Apparently so. Yeah, for the year 2000, this is fairly advanced robotics. Of course, compared to the shit you've seen, the crude stuff, you're also guessing that the purpose of this thing is not necessarily attack so much as carry gear. Like, basically, it's a burro.
Is it military?
Mule, donkey, you know.
Is it military, though?
It looks like kind of thing that the military might be interested in at some point.
Does it have any like? Has it got lights on it or something?
Oh,
Something
yeah.
that would make it look like it was glowing in the dark.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there's our giant squirrel.
Yeah, but why?
Exactly. How do we track it back to its?
I haven't seen anything like this since I was over at Stapleton's factory. He's my cousin.
Yeah. Okay.
So we maybe need to look at Stapleton too.
Now.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
We've been cousins as long as I can remember.
Hold on. When we went to the morgue, there was 2 Charles there.
Yeah.
There was a Charles, your brother, and there was a Charles Stapleton.
Oh, I don't know a Charles Stapleton. He's not part of our family.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, my cousin's name's Roger. Roger Stapleton. He's over at Stapleton Innovations. You want me to call him?
Yes,
or
please.
do you want to go visit him?
Let's go visit him. We don't want to.
He gives you the address, and he offers to. He holds a demon out at you, and he goes, "His map's right here."
That's a hard question to probably ask and be answered. But is there any reason your cousin would want ill will on you, or your brother?
Oh no, we get along great. He's my cousin, or my brother. No, none at all. In fact, I'm happy to go with you to interview him if you want. I don't mind. Anything I can do to help. What's your name?
Tyrone.
Have you ever considered bodyguard work, Tyrone?
Always.
I am interested in discussing that with you.
Excellent.
I'll be right back.
I was thinking the salary could start at $100,000 a year, plus you could live here in the house. We'd have all your food catered in, of course, whatever you normally eat. Apparently, a lot of metal or something. I don't know.
I will consider it so.
Anything else you need, you let me know.
Okay. Right. Yes, we still need to get to the bottom of this. So let us. We'll go on our own and look around just in case it's dangerous. If we do need you for any reason, we can call you on your demon box.
He looks back to his wrecked ass house and goes, "I'll be here with the various construction crews working on this."
Gotcha.
I don't know what you did that you managed to hit just the right button to cause it to spring up like that. And by God, this thing can really spring high.
It's got demon legs.
Yes, he says after he looks at you for a minute.
It's almost like it's a lizard a little bit, you know. It's kind of like nice and
robotic lizard.
Oh.
Wow.
Or with some modification, it could become your new robotic lizard exoskeleton.
We need to take over the company.
And that's it. And that is where Yana becomes a new arch villain in this zone.
That would not surprise me. It would not surprise me.
The lizard lady.
Can you just imagine how terrifying it'd be if she had like a fucking exoskeleton on that allowed her to do lizard things like cling to walls and shit?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, it sounds like we're going to the right place.
Let's go.
No problem. You guys get Zombie Doc to drive your asses over there. Yeah. And when you get there, I'm keeping this moving along because that way you can do some other stuff if you would like.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I kind of figured it might be because there's so much going on. Okay, you get there and you find Roger Stapleton. He's watching a video when you're ushered in. The police badges get you in quick. He's always happy to see the police. It's got a video that he's watching of him walking with some sort of mechanical conveyance that looks goddamn familiar behind him and shit. And he stands up and shakes everybody's hands, and he looks at your shoes, and he goes, "Those are some fine shoes, sir."
I got it from your cousin. Nice man.
He stops and slowly looks at Mildred like she's up on the fucking table lizarding around. He looks at what he thinks is a middle-aged Chinese lady being a lizard. And
Before
like,
we get started,
are you all right, miss? Do you require help?
You don't suppose you make exoskeleton lizard suits, do you, by any chance?
No, we haven't been contracted to do that.
But you could. You could do that if you...
Oh, certainly. Of course, if we had enough funding, we can try to make something like that.
I don't think you need funding. It's just fun to do.
Well, unfortunately, that's not the way companies normally work. We need money to pull things off.
But, Alex, do you have money?
Start laughing. Come on, you know me well enough.
Right.
Right. So, we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
that's potentially another business venture. But we have some questions, because there's been some upsetting situations going on here.
Certainly.
You know, obviously about your one cousin who died?
A tragic traffic accident. What a waste of life. I miss him every day.
Is he on the ball, or is that a seriously answer, or? Yes.
His emotion is glum. Like,
Okay. Basically, he's not acting, is he? He's not putting something...
You don't think so? No. I mean, keep in mind, empathy doesn't tell you necessarily if somebody's lying. He may believe that it's a tragic waste of life. You'd have to ask the question you ask will give you a better answer rather than is he lying, because empathy doesn't tell you if he's lying, it tells you his emotions. His emotions, when you said that, is glum,
you sometimes do empathy versus acting if someone is trying to put on a facade.
I'll let you know if he puts on a front, because you guys are empathy monsters.
So I just pulled one of your robots there. I look at the demon screen.
What do you mean?
I just literally pulled one of those.
Picked it up at a club.
No. Oh. That was in your other cousin's house trying to kill him.
My God.
Now.
What number?
Look, 3.
My God.
Dad? What does that mean?
Good point. My gosh, he says. Number 3. Wow.
Now, the other thing is, it looked from the picture there like it had been modified. Because it had some pretty nasty looking weapons, where that looks more of just a walking dog.
Well, they're all they don't normally carry weapons. What kind of weapons? Machine guns, chain guns?
Cutty, sorry, kind of.
This one's got those. They're just folded back, and they're meant to hold packages and things.
No, this one holding packages. So the question is, who has control of these things, and who wants your cousin dead?
Wow. I'm not sure who has control of number 3. You see, about 5 weeks ago, we'd shipped 6 of the Gusses, that's what we call them, out to the Army Proving Grounds. But they said that one of them, number 3, never arrived.
What a coincidence and sad turn of events.
That's a bit of a mess up, isn't it? You lose a whole, electro dog thing.
Oh, these things are freakishly expensive as well. These cost a couple $1 million. Oh, yeah.
So, was there no investigation?
Well, we wanted to go to the police, but we were ordered not to. Some government agents came and did interviews, and that was the last we heard from them. The entire project's highly classified. Say, what did you do with number 3?
Well, he's currently part of a police investigation. I believe the police would have had him by now. He was on top of a car last time I left.
That's fine, but you might want to let the police officers know that it's part of a classified DOD project, and the government may be coming for him. and that they shouldn't let other people look too closely, otherwise there could be problems.
But this is still a
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I'm trying to take them away. I'm saying that the government may take them away.
we need to investigate to find out who was in control of this. Is there any way? Do you have any demon devices that would allow us to track the? Obviously, someone was controlling the
Demon
device
devices?
remotely. Yeah, you know the. I look at the screen. How would you track who was using that device?
The only way to use this device, one of these devices, is to have the PIN code. And I am the only person who knows the PIN code. Aside from my associates, the government, perhaps some of my personal assistants. I think somebody told one of their kids one. The list keeps growing.
Okay, out of that list, is there anyone there that is disgruntled that would want to cause you or your family harm?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
So what, you get this code?
Wait a minute, what has this got to do, with the automobile accident?
We believe that your other cousin was being chased by this, and this is what caused him to run in front of the car.
My God. So wait, are you saying that I'm in some sort of danger? And that
you could be.
I see.
They could be taking out your cousins first and then coming for you.
It depends on who is doing this and why. Do you have any ideas?
I'm not sure. These are set up so it's like a fire and forget missile. So in other words, once you assign the target to it, you have to be close, and then you can once it sees the target, you go, that's the one, then it will go after that person. But that's purely a secondary function. I can't wait to see you guys.
What?
Carrying packages.
Okay. So what? So the person would have to be quite close to both situations in order to.
Only at first, then they could go wherever they wanted. And now for the infamous blah. What?
Would they need to do this from a particular device, or can it be from? Could you just go onto a standard?
Yes,
and do it?
The device itself for the input is not difficult to fabricate. You could perhaps even set up so it could be done from a cell phone.
Okay. Do you have? I mean, as you say, these things have a very expensive. Do they not have any kind of tracking chips on them? Could you not have?
We didn't put them in because they were going to the government. We figured the government would install their own tracking chips. And our middle-aged Chinese lady comes in. You see Terry Crews is questioning the guy. And are you still Lizard Girl?
I'm always Lizard.
And a lizard. She's on top of the table being ignored by the guy they're questioning. The pictures that you can see on Roll20 is what the guy looks like, and there's a loop of a videotape of him being followed by one of these things, so apparently it's stalking him as well.
Hey, Doc.
Yep.
How much money you got? We're trying to fund an exoskeleton lizard suit for military.
I don't have the money for that.
I think I can get done for less than 5, maybe 10 million, he says.
See, it's not much money at all, surely.
So, do you want me shall I just catch Chris up now? Is that okay?
Yeah.
While we're doing the interview.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Chris, what we found out is these guys have these robots that are meant to just carry stuff, but they've, the hooked stuff can be used as weapons as well. They do have a secondary function that allows you to, say, point at someone type thing with a device and say, that's the target, and then it does its own thing. But you'd have to be close enough to be able to first, recognize the target, then you can fuck off and do whatever you want.
Okay.
Once it's got a target, it goes for kill. This is number 3 out of a batch of 6 that were being sent to the army. The one was lost on transit, which was number 3. So it's all a bit kind of now in the kind of like, oh shit, government's involved because they're going to keep everything hush hush. They're probably going to come and take away number 3 because it was like their property. They're worth like millions each, so they're very expensive. I've already asked; they don't have any kind of low tracking or anything that allows them to track.
But
them.
who did you ask?
I'm asking the guy who basically runs the company. This is Roger Stapleton. He's, I don't know, owner, CEO, whatever of the company.
But are you sure that there's not one on there anyway?
On what?
He says, I don't know. You've got it in your possession, so I figure you can find out.
I'll start looking for a tracking device on it.
We would have to go back.
Oh, back to the thing with the stuff.
We left
Okay,
it.
I thought like we were here.
It's part of a crime scene, so I'm guessing we've got it for a short time. So if you want to go back quickly, because there's a chance that the army's going to roll up and be like, "That's ours, fuck you." So we might have a very limited time on that. Right, let's just get this guy's details. Let's go do that now. Just think, hopefully we can get back before the fucking army comes and scoops it up, and let you have a look at it, and then we can come back and ask this guy if we need any more objections. Right, Logan, make it go.
What?
You're not listening?
Sorry.
Right. We're just taking this guy's details, so we contact him, and we're rushing back to the... Chris wants to have a look at the thing, hopefully before the fucking army scoops it up.
All right, no problem. You get back there and are checking it out. It doesn't seem to be... give me an electronics roll.
By half?
There's no tracking device on it. It doesn't really give you any additional information. I mean, compared to the kind of stuff that you've dealt with in the past, this is pretty low tech and sloppy. But yeah, I mean, robotics has never been your field.
So, but like he said that there's like a remote. Like if you have the remote, you just like go attack this.
No, so you can fabricate that kind of remote quite easily with most computers. What it is there's a specific PIN code that you have. Now the problem is he has the PIN code, his associates have the PIN code, the army has the PIN code. A couple of his assistants have the PIN code. He thinks he might have even told his fucking kid the PIN code. So, and I've asked if any of them would want ill on him or his family, and he doesn't know. So...
But is this, so this being a robot, it's computer driven, will it be able to trace back like the last access? So that way we could see, like, if we like hooked up a computer to it, could we see who ordered it or what a MAC address it was ordered from, or like an IP maybe?
You could give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah. No problem. Give me computer use roll. Lower is better.
Nothing special.
Yeah. Your guess is probably a burner phone or something.
There is one idea that I had, but unfortunately it's going to be a hard thing to kind of institute now. I'm guessing that this Roger Stapleton could be maybe the next target if he's going for the family, or whoever it is. So we could kind of watch, but now that the thing's gone, or the guy doesn't have it anymore, whoever is doing this doesn't have it anymore, he might have to come up with another way of trying to knock the guy off.
Right, but this is number 3. What happens? Where's number 4?
The rest of them are with the army. There's only one that went missing in transit.
Okay.
So unless this is one of the ones that the army got, and it's the army sending them after these guys, but I don't see that that's the...
No, that's a bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
If the army's after these guys, and you gotta hope they don't bring in the artillery.
But still, I mean, these things are pretty, they're pretty expensive each one. It must have been quite secure way they were, how one just went fucking missing, almost seems to me like it could be like inside job. Because it's like
I start looking around to see who's watching, like specifically big.
The guy you were interviewing. Oh wait, no, you're back at the police station.
Yeah.
He's stayed
at
at
the police
his office.
station. I thought this was at the scene.
No. They cops fucking grabbed all that stuff. They also impounded the poor bastard's car that it hit as evidence.
That's brilliant.
Well, yeah. Give me back my car.
I suppose we obviously need to find out who has motive. So who has benefit of knocking these guys off? Is it money, or is it revenge, or?
Oh yeah, you don't really have any information on the family. I mean, you are back at the police station. There are several demon boxes around that you could command the other two.
We might want to try and do maybe a research on the families. Mm-hmm. I would like to know both about the Stapletons and the Mary dudes, whatever they're called.
No problem. Fulton pops out some research. Essentially, what it is and she's like going at you because apparently she's still a lizard for some reason. And The Adventures of Lizard Girl. I could see a whole comic book.
It's important to have a lizard when investigating crimes,
How can you argue that? Okay, so, right, apparently it's the Stapleton Trust is like long ago, back in the old history, one of their fucking relatives said, I am super rich. They made the Stapleton Trust, and it goes through all the male heirs because he did it back in the days when females were slightly below the dog on the family pecking order. And sexism. And these guys neither of them are married, neither of them has kids, but if anybody is ever convicted of like any kind of major crime, like not speeding or something like that, but any kind of major crime, then they are out because the guy who made this was super law abiding. So, if one was like convicted of killing somebody or something like that, then they're automatically out. But apparently the three cousins have had a very close relationship and all that. So you're not sure what's up. But you have finally reached the hard part of the mod. The rest is just following some trails, and here you are. Good luck.
Hold on. You said the three cousins.
The dead guy, the guy who almost got dead, and the guy who lost the metal dog.
Yeah.
They're all cousins.
What about the guy who's still alive?
That's one of them.
That's four of them then.
Dead guy who almost got dead, guy who lost the metal dog.
Two dead guys.
No.
How do you get? Oh no, the other guy is not related to these people at all.
So Charles is nothing to do with Staple. You're just pulling random names out.
Yes, I'm afraid it was a red herring.
Right. Okay.
So we basically just need to know, why is one of them trying to kill the others?
Well,
probably because of the company.
Well, the money. It does give
Roger.
It gives Roger a very good motive, and a way to do it by sponging himself by using a fucking robot to do it.
Yeah.
I still think it was the lab lady.
The what lady?
The lady from the laboratory.
But is there anybody after the cousins that would get the money? Because if they were like in jail or something else, where would the money go after the cousins?
Take a card. What will happen then is the lawyers will go on a man or woman, because the will later was expanded to include female heirs, because, they're trying to correct decades or centuries of sexism. And they will find out who is the next in line, because right now there's no heir apparent.
That would be, I think, where we need to look next. I could see that being a disgruntled female of the family that, all the guys get this shit, so maybe we should see who the female is.
Or like a lover of some of them or something.
Well, right now, nobody knows of it. Could take years to actually find an heir, and they'd be doing the looking into past relationships. Like, did either of them knock up somebody during high school or some shit, and hoping that they can get some DNA or something. It could take years to find somebody like that.
So the guy who died and the guy who nearly died were both part of this trust. They were part
as
of
is
trust.
as is the guy who lost the dog.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, one died and the other one was close to dying. So if it's out of the three of them, it kind of isn't it obvious that it's probably Roger that's fucking trying to kill him off?
Unless he did it to himself, which is why he called us to try to make it oh, I'm getting attacked. Oh no.
Oh, no.
That's a different person.
Oh.
No. I think what he's saying is the guy who initially hired us kind of put it on.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's possible. Do you want to have patrols bring him in for questioning?
He was very close to dying.
Yeah. If you hadn't fucking thrown the dog through his entire house, either it was the most convincing act ever, or method acting, or he was gonna fucking die.
Okay, so that's a bit okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, well, I mean, because literally Kinley, if he hadn't made his grab roll, then the guy would have at least been injured, because it was after him in a big way. Kinley can attest to that. Or was gonna start making sweet love to him. You're not really sure.
Well, I mean, it could have had a clause in there where it can't not so it doesn't actually attack him, but you know what I mean,
Yeah. Actually, with your computer use roll, according to the program, he was definitely the target, and the kill order had been issued. So he may have had an off switch hidden.
Here's a question. Here's a good thing to find out. It might if we can do research on Roger Stapleton himself, I would like to find out his financial situation. I'm wondering if him or his company is currently struggling, maybe something to do with the army suing them for losing one of their fucking drones or something, and give him motive to if he needs money, it makes sense why he's doing this. Because, I mean, talking to him, he genuinely seemed like he liked his cousins. So it's kind of, if he's got money and he likes his cousins, where's the motive?
Right. Oh, also the code for the controlling of the dog, I'll read it off. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shut up.
It's the exact same code as Matt.
On my luggage.
That's what Matt uses on his luggage, yes.
Can we do one more research then on Roger?
Sure. Lower is better as you're trying to research a privately held company, but Fulton finds out that the company's just gotten another big fucking, just a couple months ago, got another big fucking juicy military contract. Apparently, it was in some of the papers. So they're sitting flush. He has, as far as you can tell, unless he's fucking cooking the books or, spending extravagant money when you're not looking and shit, he's got no motive. But right now, both of them are running around loose, so to speak.
Yeah.
Possibly subjected to attack on a daily basis.
Well, maybe it's nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
Maybe it's nothing to do with money at all. Maybe they don't give a fuck about the trust, and they're just trying to knock off all the three cousins. Because
whose idea was it in the first place? Who has that the main patent of it? Maybe maybe the other two are kind of coattails on them, and they want to be this is my shit.
You mean for the dogs and shit? That's all the Roger Stapleton dude. That's all his stuff. Apparently, the guy who died, he owns the genetic. He owned the genetic company and other shit. The guy who hired you, he is gentleman writer. He's the kind of writer who writes one book every decade or so, about butterflies and shit. And then this third dude, He runs the Stapleton Innovations, which is government. Like, we're going to help you do war better because America loves them some good war stuff.
What
Makes
about
us
the two?
happy.
What about the two companies themselves? Is there any connection between the two?
Not really. I mean, they've in the past they've they've given each other stuff. I guess to put it, give me a business roll. Here we go.
Shit.
Yeah, I'll give you some business knowledge here. I'll lay down the business knowledge.
Ooh.
Well, Kinley fucking, for some reason, actually has built up his goddamn business skill. To put it in Japanese terms, they're both part of the same karatsu, if that makes sense to you. But it's a very loose karatsu, and so Yana's giving me the look like, what are you babbling about, fat boy? Karatsu is like when you've got companies that don't necessarily do the same shit, but they're willing to share like resources or personnel or something. Allied companies. So
I'm just wondering if that lady at the one who's heading up the other company, the lady with the dog, the glowing dog.
The ones who did it, yes.
She seemed nice.
Yeah, she seemed nice, but there could be some background there to give her motive to knock off the,
I'm saying she did it from the start. Let's research her. Do we know her name?
Yeah, she introduced herself twice.
So, let's research her.
Yeah.
Maybe
you remember?
something.
Can you tell me her name, Yana?
I wasn't listening. I was playing with the dog.
Yeah, nobody knows who this crazy lady is.
She gave her card to Doc, I think.
Yes. You remember her giving a card to the doctor.
Yes.
You guys look at it. Says Dr. Jane Mortimer, and it has her business phone and stuff on it.
Mortimer, she must be a fucking bad guy.
Wow, take a card, Matt. That's hard.
I pull out $1.
Relocate target. Right. It's quite a handy one. I've got a funny feeling she's into this more than she is letting on. What is so there's a guy who died, runs up the genetics company. You've got Roger, who runs the robotic demon company. The other cousin who nearly died, what does he do? Is he part of either of these?
No. He writes a book every decade about butterflies and shit. He is big into that. I forget what their name is for butterfly experts and shit.
Anthropology, is it?
Some shit, yeah. It's supposed to be good for you. He's not even considered famous. He's definitely a gentleman scholar, if you know what I mean.